Okay, let's talk Men in Black International. So Men in Black International kind of strikes me as the type of movie that goes along with the saying of the right people for the wrong job, if that makes any sense. Like, the characters are really good, but the scenario that you put them in is not good at all. And I had a lot of high hopes for Men in Black International, simply out of the fact that I'm a big fan of the franchise, actually. Even though, like, the first one was amazing, the second one was alright, the third one was not so much. But Men in Black have also had outlets in other media. They had a, like, 2 or 3 season animated series that was very well done. And the entire idea of the Men in Black came from a comic book that is actually very well done as well. But I hate to say it, after all this time, Men in Black has just kind of been beaten into the ground to the point that I feel like the people behind the franchise don't really know what to do at this point. So a lot of the stuff really just winds up coming off very stale, or it was meant to be funny, but they kind of missed the punchline by a few yards and it just kind of fell flat. Now, what I mean by the characters being great is the fact of, like, Chris Hemsworth, Agent H, and Tessa Thompson's Agent M, Liam Neeson's High T, I believe they called him. He wasn't just a letter, he was actually a word and then a letter, High T. And he was in command of the entire UK branch of Men in Black. All the characters were very, very, very good. They were well written, they had some snappy dialogue. But the problem is that the scenario and the circumstances that all the characters were really put in was just very weak sauce. Like, it wasn't a very interesting story. And where they got sent and how they progressed through the story was equally boring. And you know you have a problem when your audience, because no joke, we actually heard somebody in the audience about halfway through the movie go, "Do you just want to leave, honey?" And yeah, that's not a good look for your movie. To give a brief synopsis of the story without going into too many spoilers, basically Tessa Thompson's character, Molly, or soon-to-be Agent M, has a run-in with the Men in Black when she's a child, and she has obsessed over it, going into being an adult, to the point that she actually finds the Men in Black headquarters and convinces them to let her join their ranks. And then she gets sent off to orientation, because she's under probation, to the UK branch of Men in Black, where she basically kind of finesses her way into a partnership with Agent H, who is kind of like the star of the UK branch. And you wind up having their personalities mesh very well. Chris Hemsworth's snarky, carefree attitude, kind of almost like Agent J in the first Men in Black, Will Smith's character, although a little more off the cuff, I guess you could say, a little more relaxed, a little more willing to get his hands dirty type of deal. And then Agent M's character kind of being like K, although not nearly as dry or as rigid, but definitely all about the facts, all about the analyzation. She does have some moments of very good comedy, but there's other stuff that is just so forced that you can't help but just sit there and cringe. So they get sent to escort this alien that is going to be on planet for a night, and he winds up getting attacked, and they the guy gives them a weapon that could basically blow up the Earth to protect, and that's essentially the entire plot of the movie, and you're just kind of left sitting there going, that's it? There's nothing more? Plus, I feel like I would be completely remiss if I did not mention the very, very golden opportunities they had for genuine comedy that references the past movies, that, like, you see the setup and then they just walk right past it. Like, what's a great example I can give? Like, we see the worm aliens again. We see them for a whole rollicking 2 seconds, and we never see them again. We see Frank the Pug. See him for a whole 2 seconds. Never see him again. You have one of my favorite parts of the first MIB was this camera that they had on the main computer that showed and monitored all the various aliens in the world, and it was like various celebrities or people of know, and some of the people that they would pop up I thought was absolutely hilarious. And I will give credit where credit is due. One of them did have a absolutely smashing delivery in that department. They show the little monitor and they show somebody like Ariana Grande. Okay, she is apparently an alien. Then they show Elon Musk, and apparently he's an alien too, and everyone's just kind of like, yeah, kind of saw that one. And Liam Neeson comes up to Agent M, and it's never who you think it is it? No, that one actually makes sense. And she points up at the screen, and it pans back over to the screen, and it's Donald Glover. And I was like, okay, that was funny. That was really funny. But you also have other instances where they reference the New York brand to the Men in Black. Only doing one take here, damn it. Where you see like a portrait of Agent J and K fighting the bug from the first movie. Or Agent M gets told that she's going to be transferred to the Manhattan branch of Men in Black. And I'm like, dude, that is a fantastic setup to have her interact with the previous characters from the previous movies. And they just don't. They don't do anything with the setups. And that just ultimately sours the experience of the movie. So if I had to give this a rating, ultimately I would give this, like, it wasn't the worst movie I've seen, but there was so much room for improvement that I have no choice but to kind of give it. And that's going to be about a 6 out of 10. Go see it if you're a fan of the films, but if not, you're kind of better off just letting this one pass by. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let me know what you think about Men in Black International down in the comments below if you have seen the movie. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.